Previously on 100 Days. The farm I used to know was no more. As I was just about to check on Grandpa, hell unfolded. One of the gorillas explained to me that Grandpa owes them money. The stress was overwhelming me. I had to think of a way to make money fast or Grandpa might be in danger. This day will be forever stuck in the history of our farm. We were all about to witness the true power of Mother Nature, and it was happening right in front of our eyes. I rushed to Grandpa immediately, trying to warn him of the danger that was about to unfold, but we both quickly realized there was nothing we can do but watch helplessly. In a blink of an eye, everything was quiet again. We were left with the aftermath of what seems to be the wrath of a crazy Karen wanting to see the manager. The scattered and flipped machines was not the big problem. Unfortunately, we have lost all the sheep and the wool. I decided not to panic and started fixing everything I can and bring the order back to the farm. On the next day, I went and cut all the ravaged trees surrounding the farm. Noah was going to pick them up later. Then, to ease my mind, I relaxed with collecting the straw into bales. Then I walked across the damaged sunflower fields to calculate any crop losses and decided to spray what was left. With that out of the way, I checked on Katie to see how she was doing and we had a pleasant chat. She even smiled when we said our goodbyes. Day 28 started early in the morning with a straw transport job. All the bales were carefully stacked on the trailer and delivered to the animal center. The next leap in our farming endeavor was the big cornfield. The plan was to turn it into silage. For this, I needed cash, so I took a loan of 100 grand to pay for the harvester and anything else. Building the bunker silo turned out great. I like how the decorations give it more charm. Then it was time to get the chopper. This time, we were rocking the John Deere 9000 series. I'm sure someday I'm going to be able to afford such masterpiece. The harvester was left at the edge of the field and a driver had to be hired for all of this to work. I spent the whole day going back and forth unloading the chaff in our new bunker. At the end of the workday, I managed to return the JD before the shop was closed and went home. In the morning, I got busy. The chaff had to be compacted or we would lose tons of material. I jumped in the Challenger and started driving on top of it. Seeing how the tires were mashing the fresh maize was really satisfying. Once we were done, I covered the whole bunker and moved to the next job. I used the spader for cultivating as it was perfect for crushing the stems. I left Grandpa to work on the next field while I focused on the seeding process. With my amazing skills, I tried driving from the barn and I got stuck, but no worries. Here's an amazing time lapse of my driving/seeding operation. Later that night, we were done with everything. On day 30, we were about to know how much the tornado really messed up the fields. Got a new header for the case and transported it back to the farm. The header was carefully connected and all the mechanisms were unfolded. I was feeling great. The sunflowers were dropping like candy behind us. Unfortunately, my fears were correct. The tornado managed to destroy quite a lot of crops. 2 fields were harvested, but the combine was not even full. The third field, that was somewhat spared, did much better. I unloaded what was left in the trailer and tried not to damage the header while lowering it. The load was securely strapped and I drove it back to the shop for evaluation. By this time, the weather was bad again, and Katie nor Noah were outside. Only the father-son duo were on post waiting for materials. For the rest of the day, it kept raining, so I stayed in the house playing Farming Simulator and watching Stand-A-Man's videos. By the morning, the chaff has fermented and turned into silage, but I had no ways to transport it. I went to see if Tom could help. He told me he will take care of it, and the way he did it is out of this world. We were supplied with his new dozer and a semi. Not a single second was wasted. In a half an hour, all the silage was unloaded at the biogas plant. I waited a bit to get it processed and to collect my pay. We made around 150,000 from the silage. This day turned out great. All the fields were either cultivated or planted and all the silage was gone. The next day, winter was back again, and with it a plan formed in my head. There was one particular vehicle that was available to drive, in a way. The locomotive. Yes, that's right. We're about to fill the wagons with all of the crops we have and drive it all the way to GRANPA'S Valley. It was an amazing experience. I even honked at Noah while riding past the sawmill. If only driving a train was that easy in real life. After selling the crops, I took a long walk back to the house. When I walked inside, Noah called for me. He heard the train horn and wanted to see me. I got down to the lumber mill and we spent the whole night talking and having fun. He had a truly masterful plan. Remember the ravaged trees we cut a few days ago? These are the trees that he collected, all cleaned. Because of the tornado, the sawmill had a huge surplus of lumber, so I only had to pay for the wood and drive it back to our own sawmill. This was going to be more than enough to fulfill the next stage of the museum reconstruction. I had to wait the whole day for the lumber to be processed. Day 34 greeted us with a huge stack of planks. This was the perfect opportunity to see if I'm forklift certified. I believe I did good. What do you think? The strapped planks were unloaded and everyone was happy. I stopped by at Noah's to tell him his plan worked and to return the log trailer. The next day, the sun was shining bright, like beacon of hope. The farm was back in order. I did not forget to return the silage loan we took. Debt-free, I was ready for the next adventure.